but it was more in the sense of it was going against the moral law or her convictions as a believer. You follow what I'm saying? So that's why you have to, when you look at the scriptures, you got to be sure that when you interpret the scriptures, that it's in the line of God's will. You know what I mean, and everything else. And sometimes there's this conflict that takes place.
Put that in context.
Yeah, you know, and so, you know, I as a pastor exercise that spiritual authority in performing marriage by the eyes of God, and it's been recorded by the community. Back in the old days, that's what they used to do. Jump the broom. You was married. You know what I mean? You know, and there was no priest, no nothing. It was you jump the broom, and it was a big old celebration, and the whole community recognized that is your woman and she is your man. You know what I mean? That was a witness. You know what I mean? So you know, so I'm saying that. So get back to fornication. You know, I tell people, you know, that you know, it's better to do things right. You know what I mean? Even if it means in the eyes of God. There are some people who just, you know, they have 4 kids. You know what I mean? But you know, there's just a lot of stuff. You know, now I wouldn't encourage them to cheat the law. You know what I mean? You know, and everything else. You know, but you know, there's some people that, you know, they need the help. You know what I mean? In many different ways, and the laws are unjust in some aspects. You know what I mean? And that's why I said that I'm like, you know, we have to sometimes step back and say, okay, you know, let's just make sure this thing is right in God's eyes. You know what I mean? Who's just. But getting back, talking about fornication, we have to understand that fornication today has become very casual. You know what I mean? Like they was talking about recreational sex. You know what I mean? There are people that are actually having sex with trees. Now the new question is that people having sex with robots. You know, artificial intelligence. Is that right or is that wrong?
Come on.
You know what I mean? You know, some people sit back and say, well, I created this robot, and this robot is going to satisfy, you know, my personal needs. But the thing is that is it going to be right